Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Hey, this is Evan.
Hey, Jason Underwood.
And we hope you're enjoying the shows on the Danger Entertainment Network, now including the Bearded Ones comedy podcast.
Yeah, we're super thrilled to be a part of this awesome lineup, guys. And what we do here on our show is, look, we are just trying to make you guys laugh through all kinds of different avenues.
Hear me out here. Yeah. Hear me out.
Please.
What we are is we're two geeky white dudes talking and trying to be funny.
Yeah, not try to blow in your mind here with with something brand new, but
You never heard anything like this. We talk about Star Wars. We talk about superheroes.
Talk about Marvel movies, man. Look, we're cutting some we're breaking some damn boundaries over here.
We are breaking new ground.
Yeah.
But for real, what we do is we play invented games.
Yeah, and we try to spin everything into a brand new fun game that we've made up. We filter it all through that sensibility, and
we're both improvisers, so a lot of what we talk about ends up in sort of a scene that we have a lot of fun with. We talk about our lives, pop culture, and movies. We talk about a little bit of everything. So if that's what you like, check us out, Bearded Ones Comedy Podcast on the Danger Entertainment Network.
They look like Vikings. Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a Spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 429.
Sexiest podcast I know, Brian. I felt like I just said that.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, man. I feel like we've done this before.
It's spooky.
Once or twice.
Once or twice, or 8,000 times, or 429 times.
Yeah, seriously. Nearly 500
Right?
times. Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't
Well, kind of. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Whew, man. Speaking of, we need to dust off the enthusiast at some point.
it? Yeah, I know, right? It has been a minute.
Yeah. It's been maybe 2 at this point.
Yeah, for sure. It could be too.
Yeah. Long hiatus after last season.
Right?
Oh, man. Well, you know, to pull the curtain back, there's no point. We're not going to do the how was your week part on this one because we're recording this the same night as last week's. So,
But Brian.
if you care about how we're doing, tough. No.
But Brian.
Yes, Tony.
I have stuff.
Oh, wait. You have stuff for how you've been?
I do.
Oh, well, never mind. For everyone, forget I said that. I'll cut it out in post. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right.
So you remember? Do you remember?
No.
Like 2 weeks ago,
Probably not.
when I was talking about how I tried to go to the Apple Pumpkin Fest.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I succeeded.
Yeah? From the Union? Oh, no, that's the seating.
Yes.
Never mind.
Yes, I now have my own little country.
shit.
Actually, the National Guard's outside. I gotta keep ignoring them so I can continue doing this podcast.
That seems fair. What would you name your country? I feel like there's a good Q of the W.
What would I name my country?
If you
That's
just-
a good one.
If you declared independence, what would your country be? Or your sovereign whatever body?
Probably Rocktana,
Rocktana?
because we'd be rocking out.
Rocktana, though. All right. I like it. Rocktana.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
You kind of blindsided me for that one.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure mine would have some use of, you know, like mine would be like Stutopia or something like that, you know.
See, that's good. Like I was like,
Yeah.
you know, like with my name, I got nothing. But the Kingdom of High, everyone's like, bro.
Oh, jeez. That'd be insufferable.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like I can't do that.
No, I would not suggest that.
Swinging Tittytopia.
I mean,
maybe.
that I'd go visit, you know.
Right?
I mean, you have to, I think, right?
You'd have to.
Yeah.
Anywho.
I mean, no, really the way to do it for you would just be call yourself like the Highlands
Oh, yeah. That's
or
true.
something like that. That way everybody who lives there could be the Highlander.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone could wear kilts and not feel guilty about it.
I feel like you're projecting.
Kind of. I always thought about getting a kilt for a Ren Fair, but I'm like, I'm not Scottish.
Yeah, that's all right.
You know, although I haven't done a 23andMe, maybe if I had like 1% Scottish, I'd be like, I can get away.
Right. Yeah, now it's not cultural appropriation anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's. You know, it's funny. Like, I really want to do those, but I really don't want to turn over my DNA to some rando company. You know?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I want to do it too, but at the same time, I'm like, well, what if they make a clone of me in
I know, right?
the future or something?
Yeah, or worse.
You know,
I don't know.
what if they strip their own body parts out of like my body? Like that isn't my body though.
It would be fine if they notify you. That way, you know there's some spare parts out there.
Yeah.
You know, like you
You're
go to the
made of
doctor.
Spare parts there, aren't you, bud?
Yeah. A little Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein. You know, if you were like, you know, the doctor was like, hey, that arm has to come off, you'd be like, no problem, I have a spare.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, do you ever
that's how it works, right? They just staple a new one on and you're good?
I mean, no, you know, Spurwers for anyone who hasn't seen this old ass movie, but The Island, that movie's terrific.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Exactly what it's
Yeah,
about.
that's right. Yeah, all right. So, but see, my thing is I don't want spare parts because if I have to have an arm taken off, I want a fucking robot arm. Like, we're moving that way, God damn it. I want just a robot arm. So,
oh, absolutely.
With real, you know, that way I can have like ridiculous strength in it. Like I can crush 2 cans at one time.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Or a head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the Apple Lumpaluma Polychronopolis or whatever it was.
Yeah. Polychronopolis. I gotta say, it's a cool festival because I like the town of Tecumseh.
Yeah.
And
or Tecumseh if you're from the area my grandma's from.
Fair enough.
I don't know why.
And they got some good food and stuff there, but I don't like how they do it.
Okay.
Because through the middle of town is M50, which is a very busy road in Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a gun.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's a 2-lane road right through like the downtown area.
Yeah.
So what they do is they shut down the left lanes, and that's where the vendors set up.
Oh,
so
that
instead
is
of traffic going through town.
Weird.
And then it's like it's kind of like the Mud Hens Beer Fest, where everyone's compressed between the buildings and the vendors.
Ah, that's too bad.
You know?
You'd think they'd find an open area and just have it there.
Yeah, that's you would think.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, because it was like kind of a toss-up. Like, do we go to Apple Lumpkin? We go to Apple Butterfest.
Yeah.
We went to Apple Lumpkin because where Michelle rescued her greyhound, they had a booth set up, and they wanted her to come and like hang out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And talk about greyhounds and stuff with people. So she's like, well,
you mean
do that.
they wanted her dog to set up and talk about?
Yeah, set up and
yeah.
talk.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Put a nice little wig on. It was
right.
cool.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing Poe in that wig and just any wig. Though, oddly enough, the one I pictured was like a Marilyn Monroe one for whatever reason.
I mean, so sexy.
I don't know why, but that's the wig I thought of. Probably because I want one, you know.
Yeah, naturally.
That way I can be sexy.
But so she did that, and Leah and I just kind of did the thing, and it was too intense for Leah.
Yeah.
Like, it was too many people, wasn't enough room to walk, and she was kind of like, I could tell she was freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So, I did my dad move. I'm like,
gave her some bourbon.
I'm like, let's get some food.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not hungry. I'm like, I'm not going to tell you what to eat.
Yeah.
You tell me what you want, and we'll get it.
Right.
But I'm not, you're 14.
Yeah. She's like, I want some Nashville chicken from Hattie's.
Like, and then we hopped in the car and went.
Went to Nashville, yeah.
And so we walked all the way down, and then she's like, it's so bright in this. I'm like, well, let's cross the street. We're in the shadow of the buildings, and we go all the way back. And she still hasn't picked out food. Mm-hmm. Then I'm like, oh, it's because she's just like at that point where she just doesn't care.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, you have to eat, because she told me, she's like, oh, I haven't really eaten today. So I'm like, you have to eat food. So, I did pro dad move, went to the brewery.
Mm-hmm. Got her a couple pints.
Because I was like, how about some tater tots?
That's always a winner, yeah.
Bro, the brewery was so packed.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, so we walked through the brewery, went out the back door, and I was like, oh, back here's where we need to walk behind all the buildings, because it was perfect.
Ah, okay.
And I actually found this little, like, sports bar that had, like, alley seating, although it was cold as fuck, but, she couldn't go inside, because it's like 21 rows or older.
Oh, yeah, that too, yeah, right.
So I went inside, and I was like, all right, and I'm like, got her a burger, got her a Coke, I got a beer.
Yeah.
And then she was good.
Right.
Yeah,
because you got her space, probably more than anything. Because you saw me at that Mud Hens one when we were there. Once we got into some space, I was okay. But, man, when we were walking through that crowd and stuff, oh, boy.
Yeah,
ooh, that was rough.
It's like on a sidewalk, and people are pushing like strollers. People have their dogs. It's like,
it's too much. Yeah,
it's too much for that little space. So I mean, I love the town. It's a cool festival. Probably not going to go back.
Yeah, that's why I said it's similar to like the Mud Hens thing, because it's like, why didn't you put it like? I understand with like the Mud Hens thing, but it's like, man, if they put that on the field, it would have been so much better.
Yeah,
but sure. I also understand not wanting to put it on the field, because but still,
and I get why they're doing it in the middle of town, because they have all these like cool little shops, because it's not, it's a cool little town.
Well, it makes sense, right? You're walking along, you see all these shops, you can kind of just poke in and out, and similar to like walking through at like Universal in Florida is similar. Like, you're walking through like the Harry Potter area. They've got all the little gift shops, but there's also restaurants and whatever as you're walking.
Exactly, yeah.
So you can dip in and out and just go at your own pace and stuff.
My thought is you shut down the side streets, not the main road.
Yeah.
Because they already had them shut down for vendors. So I'm like, well, why wouldn't you just shut down these and like the roads behind all the buildings?
Yeah.
And then you have room to move and...
Yeah,
But
you know what it really comes down to is, well, who knows? Maybe there's some logistics there. I don't know. Maybe there's permit things, and who knows? There's probably some reason, but it's also probably because the people who organize these things probably aren't working with anybody who may have those issues.
Yeah, that could be true.
And
I could see that.
And I could see, like, if somebody approached them about it, they may become more mindful of it. But until, if they don't know that's bothering people, which I did after we went to the Mudhead, the one at the, whatever it was called, at Fifth Third Field. I posted a message on their Facebook that was like, hey, and here's, like, it was fun. We had a great time, but here's some things. And it wasn't, and it was mostly like the way this is laid out, anybody with any sort of claustrophobia or anxiety issues, this is a nightmare to us.
Yeah, right.
Like literally a nightmare. So, yeah. Well, it's too bad. So you tell me, did you get to see and or use the apple cannon?
Well, that was at an orchard.
Oh, that explains why there's so much more space. Okay.
Yes.
Because I was like, there's a lot of space around that. All right.
Yeah, that was Sunday. Took the kids apple picking. Mm-hmm. And it's actually an orchard where, our buddy Steve.
Yeah.
Him and I last winter made some mead.
Oh, right.
And we made apple cider mead. He's like, hey, this is like my favorite place to get apple cider. If you buy the stuff and you buy the cider, I'll provide everything else. We'll make mead.
Yeah.
Had a great time.
Yeah.
But when I went there to pick the cider up, I was like, man, this place is kind of cool. It's just like it's like way off the beaten path in Michigan.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to take the kids there and we're going to check it out. That place is a great orchard. I mean, shout out. It's Krepp's Apple Barn. Shout them out.
Okay.
We got there and, well, Lee and I were having coffee before we went. I'm looking at their website. I was like, oh, things to do. And, it's like, oh, hay rides and apple picking and fresh donuts, the whole.
Yeah, the normal stuff.
The normal shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, look, Leah, they have a rope swing where you can swing into like a big pile of straw. And she's like, oh, I'm for sure doing that. And then I was like, they have an apple cannon. So that's what I said. Oh, we're for sure doing that.
Yeah.
So, we get to the orchard and this rope swing was basically for kids. Leo's like, nah, I'd look really silly doing that.
You were like, yeah, and?
Yeah, basically.
Right. But meanwhile, you're already in line.
Yeah.
Come on!
But this place felt cool. There was some sort of party going on.
Yeah.
So I felt like it was busy because of that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But, it's like you go to some of the orchards around us and it's like going to a theme park.
Yeah.
There's so many people.
There is.
This place did not have that vibe, which I loved.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
is. It's awesome for the orchards. I love to see them getting that kind of business, but at the same time, it does kind of suck.
I used to be like Erie Orchard for life. That
used
to be my jam.
Same here. Because I used to love going up there to get the apple fritters and cider.
Yes.
Oh man.
But dude, every year, because like Gene, I used to go every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And every year we would go, it got more and more expensive to the point we found a different orchard to go to.
Yeah, and I think that was because, like, in this area, that's the go-to orchard. Like, everybody knows about that orchard. Meanwhile, there's other ones.
There's orchards everywhere up here.
Because there's a lot of apples grown in Michigan. For anyone who might not know,
Shout out apples.
I mean, no sweet tangos, but,
Well, for sure. No Galaxy apples.
No, what do you call them? I can't think of Cosmic Crisps. They're there.
That's what they are. Guys, like I knew it was
but those aren't supposed to be anywhere till December anyway. So.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Although I'm very jealous of our friend Garrett, who lives in Washington, who should be able to get his grubby paws on some of them.
Yeah, so. It's like he should be. Hopefully, about every 2 weeks, he's in the produce store just furiously jacking off looking for him.
I mean, he should probably wait till December, but. You got any Cosmic Crisp yet? No one, I'm telling you, we're calling the police if you do this again.
Jesus, pull your pants up.
At least use a bag. Anyway.
But no, it's, cool vibe. I guess the barn's like 100 years old. You can have like weddings and shit in it, whatever.
Sure, fires, right.
And the orchard is pretty small, but when we went, like, halftime, honestly, when we go we used to go apple picking with the kids.
Yeah.
this time of year, it's almost too late to the orchards we used to go to. Like, the trees are clean.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, this place still had tons of apples on the trees.
Nice. As long as
it was
they're,
great.
as long as they're not like,
Yeah, like shitty.
shitty apples. Yeah, but
So bought the cider, bought the donuts, bought a bag of apples, got the whole situation going.
as you do. Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out this apple cannon. I'm like, I haven't seen it yet. And then we walked around the side of the barn, and it looks like a little howitzer.
Yeah, I saw your picture of it. That's why I was like, I got to hear more about this apple cannon.
Okay.
Although I will,
oh fuck yeah!
I will say the first thing I think of is it's like, man, it's like I don't like wasting food, But at the same time, whatever you fire out there, I'm sure they probably just leave it, and birds or wildlife probably eat it.
Oh yeah, for
so
sure.
It's not really being wasted.
Because it's like there's a sign downrange. It just says like fresh cider, and if you hit the sign, you get a donut for free.
Okay. I feel like you
Right.
should get cider for free.
I agree because it's advertising cider.
Yeah, right.
I agree. With
Like
that
even if
100%.
it's like just a little thing of it, like a single serve kind of gimmick or something,
But it's like see the cannon. So I was like, all right, we got to go inside and figure this out now. Because they only had like basically where you buy the donuts and the cider. That's the only people working are at this counter.
Oh, okay.
So I wait back in line, get back to the same guy to check the lights. I'm like, hey, we're back. And the guy's like, hey, how can I help you? I'm like that apple can, is that a thing?
Yeah.
The guy's like, oh yeah, $5. I'm like, oh. I'm like, all right. And I gave him $5. I had no idea what I'm getting into.
Just
right?
hand you a bucket of balls, basically.
Well, he's like, all right. He's like, I'll get a guy out there to get it going for you. I'm like, all right, cool. So we go outside, and this older guy comes out, and he's like, hey, you guys with the apple can? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, let me, and it's just all air. It's hooked to an air compressor.
That makes sense.
It's got it's got a button on the back. He just airs it up to about, I think it was about 40 pound, PSI, and then you just hit the button, loads it like a cannon. He's got a big long stick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how many shots do you get? And he's like, we usually give you guys about 2 handfuls. He's like, it's about 20 apples. For $5?
Wait. Hold on. How is 2 handfuls 20 apples?
They're like little crab apples.
Oh, okay. Because I'm thinking normal size apples, I'm like, whose hands? Like, does Shaq walk out? Like Shaq and Big Show, and they're like, okay, here we go.
But let me tell you, man, that shit was fun.
Yeah? Did you hit the sign?
No. The for sure the PVC pipe that is the barrel is not rifled at all.
Really? I'm shocked.
And you might find it shocking. The aerodynamics of an apple, not so great.
Yeah, right. Because it's.
But it was fun. Like we loaded up, and the guy's like, because it's weird, because where the cannon is, just to the right is the trees where you're picking apples.
Okay.
And there's like a guy, man and a woman are way down there, and he's like, I can't let you guys shoot until they move. And we sit there and look at him for like 30 seconds, and he's like, I got a feeling they're fixing to just stand there a while. Let me go talk to them.
Fixing. I love when they're fixing.
So he was an old, because I told the guy, I was like, I've never seen an apple game before. He's like, yep, me neither till I started working here. But yeah, man, it was fun. Yeah,
you think they would have like maybe some netting or something up, so you wouldn't have to worry about that so much. But
I'm kind of surprised they have it aimed that way.
Also, that maybe. Well, maybe when people won't leave, that's how they get them to leave. No,
because there was like one moment, like he loaded the cannon. It was my shot. He loaded the cannon for me, and I'm like looking over the barrel, like trying to like sight in where I think I can get the sign.
Right.
And then if you look at like in the tree line, here comes the tractor pulling the hayride around the corner. He's like, whoa. I'm like, yeah, I know. I see him. It's all right.
Whoa. Like you're like, oh shit. Like you're trying to get the shot off before.
Imagine being in that hayride around the corner taking an apple to the face.
Yeah. Wow, this is such a fun. Oh, jeez. Then the person next to you is climbing over the top of you and crying, and it's like the whole JFK thing. Back into the left.
It's trying to pick up a piece of busted apple off
the
back of the thing.
Meanwhile, you're pumping your fist from a distance.
Yeah, I mean, we talking to the kids afterwards, they all had we're all like, this is a good orchard.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Yeah, luckily we don't have a lot of.
Sure, going back next year.
Right. That's where I haven't been to an orchard in so long. I don't even remember the last time I went, but it was to Erie, and because. That was the place to go, so.
That was the place to go, yeah.
Yeah, Because we went, and like you said, you do all the things. You buy the apples, you have the cider and the donuts, and
oh yeah,
we didn't do a hayride, but because I'm kind of hit or miss with hayrides because of the allergies,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's not real bad, but
it's like we didn't do the hayride at that one because it was such a small place. The last orchard we went to,
also you didn't want to get shot at.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. Where the trees were compared to where the barn was, it was like a decent walk. So we would take the hayride drop you off to pick apples.
That makes sense. Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the smart move right there. Because otherwise, it's like, what am I going to walk like a sucker?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, apple cannon though, big thumbs up. Shit was fun.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Wow, I like it. Yeah, that's why it was funny because when you posted your pictures from the Apple Pumpkin Festival and blah blah blah, and I'm like, ooh, apple cannon. This I need to hear about.
Yeah, that was badass.
Yeah, cool.
Now I got to ask you something. Now you know what? I'll do that in a second.
Okay.
Because I got to tell you something that happened to me earlier today.
Okay.
All right. So I'm in obviously in between living situations. Canceled my internet a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Got a bill, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you owe us like $140 for your modem. Now, when I originally talked to the cable company, I'm like, hey, I'm moving. I don't know where I'm going yet.
Yeah.
Can I just put my account on hiatus? And they're like, yeah, no problem.
Right.
Well, I got a panic phone call from the cable company because the people that bought the house.
Yeah.
That I wasn't in,
yeah,
needed to hook up their shit, and I was still like tied to that address.
Oh, okay.
So I had to cancel my account because I even told them, I'm like, yeah, I talked to somebody that said they could just put my account on hold,
which they do basically, but it's anchored to that address, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Ugh.
Yeah. So the lady's like, well, there's nothing we can do. We're just gonna have to cancel it. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, whatever you got to do. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but then I get a bill for the modem, so I'm like, fuck. I have to dig through all these boxes in my storage
to find the modem and shit. Yeah.
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 But I find it, go take it back today. One, I went to the Buckeye Cable that I've always gone to since I've been dealing with Buckeye Cable, and that location no longer exists. It's just an empty building now, which I was kind of pissed about.
Which one was that, out of curiosity?
The one over by DeVoe.
It's not there?
No, it's just an empty, vacant area now.
The one that was by Zavatsky's?
Yep. That's no longer there.
Okay, then. Yeah. I didn't know that either. That's the one I always go to also.
That's
good to know.
I always went to.
All right.
Like,
Sorry
I did it today on my way home from work. I'm like, I'm going to drop this modem off.
Yeah.
Pull in. I went, what the fuck?
Huh. All right.
So fair Google enough. It. They have a location over by, we're going super local.
Yeah, on Talmadge. Yeah.
Yeah, the one on Talmadge.
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm going to go to that one. Now you walk in, and there's probably 5 or 6 people working behind the counter, right?
Yeah, it's a weird place. I've been in there once.
Okay, so you know the setup.
Yeah, because when I won tickets to wrestling that one time, I had to go there to pick them up.
Fair enough.
And even though I was just there to pick up tickets, I still had to log in to their iPad
that's what
thing.
I'm getting at.
Okay.
So I walk in. There's 5 people working. There's no customers in the store.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm like, and I see the tab that says sign in. So I was like, oh, this is stupid. But
yeah, right.
I'm walking to it, and then one of the people comes up from the counter. She's like, oh, hey, how can I help you?
Mm-hmm.
I have the modem in my hand. I'm like, I just need to bring this modem back.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, that's no problem. Let me just get you in our system. I'm like, okay.
So no, really, I'm just dropping this off.
And I give her my name. She's like, okay, that's great, Tony. They'll call you when you're ready.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So I go over.
You literally go in for anyone who's not done this.
Yeah.
You go into this place. There's a tablet thing, and if you use it or don't use it, basically a host/hostess comes up to you to make sure everything is essentially squared away before you get to go talk to an actual rep.
Right.
Which this is so inefficient, even though they think this is efficient. When they're super busy, I get it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah.
Because it's I sat on a chair and I unlocked my phone and opened Twitter, and they're like, Tony? I was like,
you should have looked around first. Huh? What?
So it's like why did I go through that whole process of
Yeah.
signing? And then the worst part is like, okay, so I stand up and I'm looking around. Like I said, there's 5 people on the counter. None of them are looking at me or like waving.
Yeah.
So I have no idea who called my name.
Right.
Until I was like, I'm like looking at everybody, and then one of them finally made eye contact with me.
And then ran.
Oh, hi, how can I help you?
Right.
And once I was actually talking to somebody, it was easy. I'd hand it over. Well, of course, though, the thing that sucked is like, they check you in. When I get to the person that's working there, hey, what's your name? How can I help you?
Yeah.
It's like, really? Why is that step there?
When I was in there, much like you, there was one other person when I was in there, and they were already being helped, right? So when they call my name, I start walking toward the thing, and the guy goes, "Can I have your name?" And I'm like, "Really?" Because it's like, there's no one else in this store. That guy's already being helped.
Yeah.
Look at your screen. Does it have a name on it? That's me.
Yeah,
I know there is always a possibility someone could log in and leave or what, but it's like there's one name, there's one guy in the store, 99% chance it's him, you know?
Yeah.
But
I was
whatever.
blown away by how dumb it was.
It's very dumb. Like I said, when they're super busy, it's probably great. But when they're not, it's really dumb.
Yeah, like, I mean...
It's like, have you ever been in Subway when you're the only person there, and they have like 4 employees, and they just keep handing your sandwich down the line instead of just one person making your damn sandwich? It's like, what are you doing?
Well, that's like, it would make so much more sense if I walked in and one of the 5 people doing nothing, instead of greeting me and registering me, just said, hey, how can we help you?
Right. Exactly. So I mean, it's like it added extra steps that it didn't need to add.
It was the worst.
Walking into the DMV, everyone's open. There's nobody else in there, which never happens. But whatever, you know, you and they're like, "Can you take a number, please?" You're like, "I'm the only one here." Like,
well, I get that at the meat store I go to because I'll go in and like on a Friday, you know, I get out of work at 12:30.
Yeah.
So I go in sometimes after work, and there's no one in there but employees. And I just start looking at the meat counter, and they come up to me, hey, have you been helped? I'm like, no. They're like, well, what's your number? I didn't take one.
Yeah,
you know?
It's like, I'm the only fucking one here. I'm number 1. That's what I am.
Or so silly.
I know.
Anywho, no, I have a question for you.
All right.
Because you're obviously, we've talked about on the show many times, you're a fan of the Funko Pops.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mm-hmm. Has Funko Pops gone too far?
Yes. I think it did a while ago.
Like, I've saw 2 things this weekend that made me think, like, I put in my notes. I'm like, I got to talk to Brian about this.
Okay.
One was we went to a Halloween store to get spooky shit for the house.
Sure. I know what store you went to, too.
Spirit Halloween.
I knew. Yeah, because they carry Pops. Plus, they're the only Halloween store I can think of.
Yeah. And they had a Funko cereal.
Yes. Which they've been out for a while, and for the most part, you know, the reason people buy them is each one of the boxes comes with a small... is it a keychain? Because I haven't actually opened one or seen it, but...
Well, Michelle bought a box.
Yeah.
Because it had Ursula from, you know, Little Mermaid.
Right.
And it might as well be a keychain, but it doesn't have a keychain.
Okay, so it's just it's a mini pop, though. Okay. Well, the reason I ask is like they now have like, when I'm sure you were probably going to get to it, but they have board games, and the board games, the pops in those are a little bigger than the keychain ones, but smaller than the normal size ones.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Also, the cereal tasted like hot garbage.
Oh, I'm sure. I didn't have high hopes for it.
Like, we all tried some. Leah, we all tried some. It's like, this tastes like makeup is what the general consensus
It
was.
also doesn't help that the one you got is, what color is it? It's like black or purple. Yeah, and that's as far as like food colorings and stuff go, that's usually not a good tasting. You know, like, I don't know if you've ever had a cake that had like black icing or whatever. It's usually kind of bitter. Yeah, it's usually not very good, so... Yeah. I didn't have high hopes anyway, because they just make, well, you know how it is, like with a lot of companies, you know, they just make one shape for their cereal. They're all O's, and then they just color them appropriately or accordingly. So
yeah, it was, but the thing that was like the real kicker is like that was a $10 box of cereal.
Yeah, right. And you're paying $10 to get that pop, is what it is. But
yeah,
well, because a pop that size, usually they're about $5 $6, something like that. Like, you know, if you were just to buy like the keychain pop or whatever, they're like $5 or $6 roughly.
Right.
So you're paying $4 for a box of cereal past that, which is, you know,
and honestly,
still
part of,
too
like,
much,
the
but
reason
not
she bought
horrible.
Is she liked the design of the box?
Right. Which is cool because you can, you know, you could just pack the box with some packing material and just, you know.
Yeah, like the box I'm looking at right now, it's over on top of the
Yeah,
fridge right
exactly.
now.
Yeah, so you keep it as whatever. Yeah, or put it in a fridge or whatever.
So there was that.
Yeah.
Then there was all the board games, which I saw the Golden Girls one. I was like, I gotta send that to Brian.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to get one of the board games because I'm just curious if it's any good. Like the Golden Girls one, it looks like it's got like a cheesecake thing with it and stuff too. So, but the board games are like, I think they have some that are like 25, but the other ones where they come with 4 are like 40.
Right.
You know, which again is not horrible when you consider that size pop would probably be, you know, $8 roughly or $7, something like, you know, it's not horrible then.
But the thing that got me, the thing that made me go, has this gone too far? Is there's a Marvel Pops Advent calendar.
Oh, yeah. No, not just Marvel. There's Harry Potter and other ones, too.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Well, I saw Marvel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's other, I can't remember. There's more, too. Like, it's not just, there might be a DC one, too. That wouldn't shock me.
It's like, I feel like the pop bubble is getting a little weird.
I'll be honest, from a long time ago, I told my brother that I felt like Pops were Beanie Babies because they track similarly. They first came out and people were kind of like, whatever. They weren't available like Target had them and a couple other stores, but it wasn't really, and once they sold the first wave, like nobody seemed to carry them. Then like Hot Topic started getting them more and more, and all of a sudden just kaboom, and they blew up. And the early ones are worth a lot of money because there's not very many of them. You know, like a lot of the store exclusives and stuff, there's not a lot because nobody cared then.
Right.
And they keep making so many different lines that like they've got ones coming out of video games that haven't even come out yet, of like movies that haven't come. It's like, what are you doing? Like, to me, it's a little weird, but then on the other hand, like Overwatch, they didn't get Pops out until well after the game came out, basically. And then they made a ton of them, and a lot of people were like, yeah, who cares? You know, like type of a thing. Yeah, and they did the same thing with Fortnite. Although Fortnite is, you know, those have done okay, but I've seen a lot of the Fortnite Pops around. But now we're at the point that Funko knows they can sell a shit ton of them, so they keep making more and more and more and more, you know, and eventually the bubble pops because you've got, you know, too much supply, not enough demand, prices fall. Yeah. And if you, like the pop price guide that I use for my collection, like when I look, a lot of the pops that I had that were, let's say $25 type pops are now more like 18 to 20, you know, like there's kind of been a lot of across the board ones that have just dropped $5 to $10, you know?
Right.
So luckily, like for me, I've never cared. I buy them because I just dig the design of the damn things.
You buy them because you like them, which is,
and I'll be honest,
best way to do it.
I've got a lot of them, and I've been looking lately, and I've been kind of like, you know, maybe I'm going to pare this down some to the ones that I really, really want, you know? Because I've bought some that I'm like, oh, this is cool, and you know, and then it's like, you know, do I really care?
Is it cool?
Yeah.
Is it as cool as I thought it was?
Yeah. But yeah, here's something funny. I just saw a thing earlier today. Claire's, you know, that's in all the malls that does ear piercing and all that shit. They have an exclusive from the new Frozen movie. It's a 2-pack of Pops, right? They're keychain size ones. And I'm like, talk about missing the mark. Claire's is known for like earrings. Why wouldn't you make a set of earrings?
Yeah, for sure, right?
Right? I mean, instead of putting a keychain screwy thing on the top, you just put an earring thing on the top. Ta-da! It's, you know, it's like that simple. But yeah, there's t-shirts, there's hats, there's, I mean, I'm not counting what was in the collector's boxes because a lot of that stuff was made specifically for, but you know, they've had mugs out, salt and pepper shakers, they've had, and these are all with the Pop designs. They've got pencil toppers, Pez, which I like because that allowed me to condense 2 collections into one.
Yeah, right.
But you know, it's like, there's just so many things. And the other side of it too is it's like, you can't possibly, unless you have tons of money, you can't possibly hope to collect a lot of this stuff. And it's like, a series comes out and it's got like 5 characters you want. So it's like, okay, well, there's $50. If there's a chase, then there's another $20 or so, and it's like, I've got so many where I have like 3 of the 5 or,
Right.
And I actually was thinking of it last night. I was like, I really need to make a list of those and close some of those up. Like I have Yakko and Wacko, but I don't have Dot.
Oh, right.
I have Ren, but no Stimpy. I have the Brain, I have Brain, but no Pinky. Like ones like that. I've got most of the Batman 66 ones, but I'm still missing like 1 or 2, I think. And the Batman animated series, there's like, 5 or 6 that I don't have. So it's or like a Star Trek The Next Generation. I have them all except for Worf and the random Klingon that they made. And I don't give 2 shits about that Klingon. Worf, yes, but
because Worf.
Yeah, but the Klingon, I could not care less about. But it's like, well, if I'm going to buy Worf, then all I need for a full set is that Klingon. So I might as well get that Klingon.
Damn it, now I care about that Klingon.
So if I do go to sell them, I can put a whole set together, But otherwise, I'd be like, meh.
Right.
So, or like the A-Team. I think I have Hannibal, and I have the van with Mr. T. I don't have the rest, Sounds
like you got the real important ones, to be honest.
I mean, that's kind of the way I felt too. Oh no, it's not Hannibal. I have Face. That's who I have. I don't have Hannibal. Yeah, I have Face.
You need Hannibal.
I need Hannibal. I know. I just bought Face because at one of the stores I was at, it was like $4. So
that's fair.
Yeah, but yeah, across the board though, I'd say that it's jumped the shark. Essentially, they're still really popular, and the real appeal to them has been that people who don't collect them still probably have seen at least one that they're like, oh, that's cool. I'd like to have whatever. Like, I know people who wanted the Golden Girls ones that don't collect Pops. They just wanted the Golden Girls ones or whatever. And in fact, they made a Golden Girls cereal. It was a Target exclusive. And each Target got like 3 boxes of them. And they sold out super fast. And at one point, we're going for like $100 a box on eBay.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I think that's come down because I think people have kind of calm their tits, but
Right.
Oh, there's drinking glasses too. I forgot. They had a set of Golden Girls drinking glasses and some other ones too. So many things.
All the things.
So many things. But yeah.
Wild.
Having said that, in my mailbox right now should be my Samurai Jack and Aku.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. I can't believe I didn't think of it sooner. And I believe in his bag that my brother walked in and handed me during our last episode, I have my Get Swifty Rick. So
nice.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Look at you getting all swifty.
I know. Get Swifty.
But yeah, that's about what I got for the rest of the stuff.
All right. Well, since I'm on, I don't know, whatever. This is a really terrible transition. But did you get a chance to watch Primal?
No, not yet.
All right, dude. So good. Primal is the new show by Jendi, is it Tartovsky? However you say his name.
That sounds right.
Yeah. The guy who did the whole, the creator of Samurai Jack, and he did Powerpuff Girls. He did the first Star Wars, was it the Clone Wars?
The Clone Wars
movie?
Yeah.
The movie.
Dexter's Lab.
Yeah. So he's done a lot of stuff that I'm, speaking of, still no pops of those. No Johnny Bravo. I so hope they make a Johnny Bravo.
That seems like a travesty.
I know, right? I want a Dexter one too. And honestly, I want a Mandark. I love Mandark. Anywho. But his new show on Adult Swim is called Primal. And first of all, once again, first episode, no dialogue.
Oh, nice.
20 minutes of just sounds. And it's basically, it takes place in a time where, I'm going to spurl a little of it here to kind of set that it kind of starts with a guy fishing, like a caveman kind of guy. And he's fishing with a spear and everything. And then as he's going back toward his village or whatever, he hears screaming and he drops everything and just takes off running. And when he gets there, there's literally like T-Rexes attacking his family. And they show like via shadow, they show his family basically getting eaten by T-Rexes.
God, jeez.
And then he attacks the one T-Rex with his spear and shit. And then it goes from there. And he tracks the T-Rexes, and that leads to, I mean, I'm not going to lie, there's a couple parts in there, man, where my allergies might have kicked up a little bit. It was getting a little, the pollen count was getting a little high.
Right.
Dude, it's just beautiful storytelling. Again, no dialogue, but you can totally follow the story. It's, the animation style is a little different, but it's so well done. And the use of the shadows to take away like the gore factor, even though on the shadows you see blood like running out the mouth,
right,
kind of a thing. But it's pretty. It was. I haven't watched the second episode yet, but the first episode was so good. It is exactly what I was hoping it would be. And honestly, part of me kind of would love to see like a whole season with no dialogue. Just grunting or whatever.
If it takes place in caveman days,
yeah,
it's possible,
right? But I mean, dude, there's a scene. He goes back to the cave after his family's been eaten, and there's like a cave drawing of him and his kids and his wife, and they just show him, and you can just see the sadness. Like the dude doesn't roll a tear, but you see the sadness on his face. And then he puts his hand on the wall and just scrubs across it because they're all dead, and it was like, dude, it's
brutal.
It's yeah. So I cannot recommend it enough. It was so good. Again, if you're a fan of his previous, especially the Samurai Jack stuff, if you're a fan of that, you're going to love this,
Right.
Because again, great. And again, I can't say enough about the guy's storytelling. His visual storytelling is so good.
Yeah, exactly. That's
so
why I love everything he's ever done.
Yeah. Yeah, even the Goofy shows, the visuals and stuff in them are so good, And again, his use of shadows at different times, showing, was it that one episode of Dexter's Lab where the lightning strikes and he's doing the maniacal laughter, but they use the shadow of him when he's doing, and he's got his hands up, good shit. But do you follow Action Bronson on the gram?
I do. It looks like he's putting out ice cream.
Dude, did you see some of the flavors of this stuff?
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Oh man, dang it!
I mean, I don't remember what they're in them, but I know one of them was White Bronco. And...
Yeah, I've got his Instagram pulled up right here. I'm so sad that this is a New York thing at the moment. I'm hoping that maybe it'll go a little further. This one he posted the other day it's called Easy Lover. It's raspberry ice cream, raspberry pink peppercorn jam, dark chocolate dip. That basically looks like a Klondike bar kind of situation, but dude, it looks so good. This one's Indiana Jones. It's strawberry ice cream, tahini ice cream, chocolate chip cookies on the outside, and a pistachio pesto. These combinations are so weird, but that's so if you've watched Fuck That's Delicious, that's what he does.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he comes up with weird shit. He blows the mind of chefs all the time on that show when he's like, "Can I do something?" And they're like, "Yeah, This one's pretty standard though. Black chocolate mint ice cream, Oreo cookies, and chocolate shots.
I mean, still sounds amazing.
Dude, I would eat the fuck out of that. He has a sumo yuzu pop, which is vanilla ice cream, yuzu jam, and yuzu sorbet.
Right.
This one's my favorite name, which is the 1,000-pound gorilla. It's banana pudding, ice cream, Nilla wafer, and a milk chocolate dip.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Nothing fancy about that one at all, but probably really good,
Yeah.
And then, like you said, the White Bronco, which, hold on, is raw milk, tonka bean streusel, fried Brazil nuts, olive oil cake, olive oil, and white chocolate. Sounds so weird, but
I mean, I'm down. I love Brazil nuts, so I'd be down for some fried Brazil nuts.
Yeah, I would try any of these that he put out. They all sound amazing. So
right,
yeah, that's got to be pretty cool for him to partner up with, I forgot what the name, I had the name of the ice cream place, but Morgenstern's? Yeah, Morgenstern's ice cream. Like I said, it's a New York thing. So if you're in New York, if you get your grubby paws on some of this, let us know. It's probably
buy some dry ice and holler at your boys.
Or that, yeah, that'd be awesome. Oh man, that's what I should do. I should write to them, be like, "Hey, fam, help your boys out." But yeah, man, that I love his approach and shit. It's just he's one of those guys that he seems like a guy you just want to hang around with because he just seems like he gets it. Like he understands.
How to live life.
Living life, yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. So, yep. Looks like good shit, though.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be down for that.
Mm-hmm. So, right, you got anything else?
Well, I mean, I just have really one little situation
I
here.
hope you do, because I don't have anything else.
Did you hear about that, like, fucking crazy Irish dude?
No.
And being vague.
I was like, no, but maybe.
So there's this guy. His name is Shea Bradley. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce what little town he's from, but it's south of Dublin.
Shillelagh, right?
Yeah, it's from Shillelagh, and he passed away on October 8th.
All right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he had his. Apparently, this guy loved pulling pranks, though.
Oh, okay. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So when they're lowering his coffin into the ground and bagpipes are playing, you just start hearing an audio recording of his voice. It's like, "Let me out! It's fucking dark in here," and you hear knocking and all this crap.
Oh man.
I guess it was his dying wish that's what he asked his daughter to do.
Yeah.
And she did. And I guess he also, I didn't watch the whole video, but apparently, once he's doing all the done pranking, he starts like singing and serenading everybody, which I'm sure was a touching moment.
Yeah.
But I think that's hilarious.
It's funny because I do too, but it's also, that's such a bitch move, because that's it. No one can get revenge on you. So literally, I think my revenge there would be, I'd probably just straight up piss on the casket.
A hot steamer.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it's funny, but, because what better gift to give your loved ones than some sort of, like, trauma,
Yeah,
like,
for sure. All the trauma.
Right. What would have been terrible is, can you imagine if, that actually had happened and he was still alive in that casket and he was clawing,
jumps in,
hoping,
wrenches the lid open.
No, nobody, everyone's like, this old so-and-so, and they just start throwing dirt on it, like.
Oh, old Shay, he's at it again.
Whoopsies. Yeah. Oh, man. That's so terrible. No, I thought, actually, there was another story my mom was telling me about a guy who, faked his funeral or something like that to see how many people would show up, basically.
Jesus Christ, that's kind of a dick move too.
Yeah, and then he was going to pop out of the casket basically at the service, which is fucking traumatizing as hell. But I guess his brothers caught wind of what he was going to do, so they kind of decided they went ahead and shut the casket and started lowering him into the ground as a way of getting back at the guy. And I'm like, oh my God, like, this is a family you don't want to fuck with, man, right? Like,
yeah,
shit.
For sure.
But yeah, oh man, that'd be some shit though. Can you imagine thinking your loved one is still alive trying to get out of there? Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Especially because for some people that is a legit fear.
Oh, for sure.
There are some people who that is a real big fear of theirs, is that they won't be dead and they'll be in the casket. Which, there's some ways you can make sure that doesn't happen, cremation.
Well, the whole embalming process, really.
Yeah, right. Or like I said, cremation, fire.
Yeah, that works too. Fire fixes everything.
That'll take care of that problem.
Yeah.
Although I guess you could be alive when you're, going in there and then it's like a pig on the spit. But hey, what are you going to do?
Just less delicious.
Yeah, I would assume. I mean, I've never had humans, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, me neither, as far as anyone knows.
Dude, speaking of this, which is a weird transition, but it's actually on topic. So I'm listening to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend the other night.
Right.
And someone wrote in with a question, which was, if you were stranded on an island with all the former presidents, which one would you eat first?
That's hilarious.
And he starts, he immediately goes to the same place I went to, which
I'm
is...
going to assume it's Taft.
Damn right. Yep. Because, just there's
Yeah.
a lot of meat there.
Yeah, it's like Wagyu right there.
Yeah. Well, and that's the
I'm
funny...
sure the marbling is amazing.
Well, that's the funny part. He actually talks about the marbling and stuff, and he goes, plus, he's like, 6 months later, you could be like, man, I'm hungry. There can't possibly be any Taft left. And he goes, and then you find like a calf or something like that, and, and he just... And then they actually discuss how the difference between, Trump being a hefty gentleman and Taft being a hefty gentleman, and how Taft would be better eating probably because of the marbling, whereas Trump would be tough because he does, so, that kind of cracked me up. But it was funny how just how fast Conan was like, this guy, and for this reason, just like right off the top of his head. And
I mean, it really is the go-to.
Yeah, and he's like, who hasn't talked about this?
That's pretty funny.
His assistants are, they're like, you're fat shaming, and he's like, no, I'm not. I'm, he's like, it's no secret. Taft was proud of being a fat fuck, and oh man.
I mean,
yeah,
he was a fat fuck.
Yeah, well, because one of them said something about, I can't remember what politician it was, and he goes, he's like, I'm going to assume Republicans and Democrats taste the same, so I'm now going to go by. My favorite part is always when you ask a question like that, and somebody puts real thought into why they would choose the person that they choose.
Yeah, they're not just trying to be silly.
Right.
They're like, well, hold on.
Well, because the other presidents are all standing around, and they're like, all right, look, we're going to have to eat somebody. Everyone's turned into Taft.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone does that slow churn.
Yeah.
Because he ain't getting away.
Right. Well, especially not with, 43, people chasing, or 40, 43, because there'd be 42 previous presidents and then Conan O'Brien, so...
Right.
So it just made me laugh how prepared he was for that. Because at first I was like, that'd be a fun Q of the W question, but I'm like, I kind of feel like everybody's answer should be Taft, or would be.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I would assume so.
Nah, yeah. So I was like, I'm not going to ask that one. I do have a Q of the W though.
Oh, well, shit.
If you want one.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
And I heard this on, what's the name of the podcast? Oh, I can't think of the name of their show now. It's these two women who basically, for 2 weeks, they live their life according to some self-help book. And then they do a podcast on it. And I had heard about it before, and I was kind of interested, and I listened to an episode, and it's not for me, but one of them did ask this question, which I thought was kind of funny. And the question is, I'll ask the question, then we'll go into the explanation stuff. Is
okay.
If we, meaning you and I, had to Freaky Friday, what would you most look forward to? Like, what would you be most excited about? Yeah, switching with me.
Wow, that's a good question, bro.
You want me to answer mine? I mean, I've had time to think about it, but mine jumped in my head right away. And it's kind of a twofold, but it's the same thing. I'm not Hobie in this.
All right.
Hobie in it. Well, I would love to know, like, to be able to, like, essentially, drive.
Oh, right.
Or the feeling of being able to kind of just do a little more freely than I can.
Right.
I'd like to be able to just not have those anxieties I have. I'm sure you have your own, but you know what I mean? It's like, it'd be nice to not have my anxieties potentially. Although I don't know if that's how that works. I think you still keep you inside. It's just the bodies that are switched, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, going by that, then it's still easy for me. And my answer would be, I'd like to know what it's like to be taller. Well, in fairness, like I told you, playing into the anxiety thing, remember at the Mud Hens thing? Remember when I told you, I was like, if I was 6 foot or so, I think I'd have less issue with crowds.
Oh, yeah,
because being 5'9", I can't see over a lot of people. There's a lot of guys I can't see over, so it becomes a wall to my vision. Whereas if I was a little taller, I could see over more people, you know. I mean, ideally, I'd be like 6'5". That way I could see over probably everybody.
Most people.
But yeah, that would definitely be the thing for me. Because I've always wondered, you know, like, it's like, I'd just like to be taller for, you know.
Well, you get those shoes with the
lifts,
you get some Kiss boots.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a ball.
Well, see, I got a toss up here.
Mm-hmm. Clearly, being shorter is your answer because easier to find pants. Yeah.
I mean, because part of me would like to, you know, actually stay up late again.
Oh,
and not
right.
feel like I'm dying. Which that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But the other part is, like, I know you go out with your brother and do all these, like, shopping experiences.
Yeah.
And I just love going places and looking at shit.
Yeah, that's part of, honestly, that's what I like more than anything about it. Like, otherwise, you know, like anything, it gets tedious, you know? Mm-hmm. But it is fun sometimes when you find, like, especially now we've been doing more, like, Goodwill type stuff.
Yeah,
you find
I love doing that kind of stuff.
Like I said, sometimes you walk into one of those stores and you're like, welcome to 1995. You know, right. You just look at that tech and you're like, oh my God, you know. So yeah, that's understandable.
I imagine doing it with Daryl's a whole different animal because that guy's
yeah.
He's
if it was
special
just
individual sometimes.
Well, it's so different because like
a fly on the wall situation. It's
right.
Interesting.
Right. Because, like, if you and I went out, most of it would just be making fun of things or just literally going, dude, this is really cool, you know, whatever. So, whereas I do that all the time where if you notice, like, if, you know, following me on Instagram, when I post pictures of, like, the dinosaurs where it looked like a conga line of dinosaurs,
right.
That happened because we were in a Walgreens and I was at a weird angle, you know, like on an angle to the toys, and when I looked up, it looked like they were doing a conga line. So I, you know, pulled my phone out and took that picture, and you know, I've had a few like that to where there's one that I got that was it's a Triple H action figure, and he looks so sad. The way in the package, his head is tilted down, and it looks like Triple H sad. You know, like I have a lot of fun finding that kind of stuff too. You know. Or my brother and I, we have a joke. There's a, oh shit, what's his name? The Vulture from Spider-Man, from the movie. And there's a figure where his head flips in the figure. But for some reason, the way that it is, a lot of times the other head, someone's popped it off of there. So you find headless vultures all over the place.
Oh, that's weird.
So we'll joke about, like, when we see one with the actual head on it, be like, oh, hey, there's one of the variant ones with the head, you know, like that kind of shit.
Right.
Know? So, yeah, it's kind of fun after a while. Or you know, I'll just point out something about a figure that's just, you know, goofy, weird, whatever. So, you know, because it just makes it more fun. Plus, that's just me anyway. You know, I'm always...
So, it's what you do.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the question I have here.
Okay.
I mean, obviously we just did the Q the W, but
right.
I can't decide if, like, putting this out to other people, it's like, do we do it with their best friend or do we make it like if you had a Freaky Friday with one of us?
Could do both.
Yeah. So.
Why not both?
Why not both?
A little Rodell Rock. Both is good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, I've seen that GIF 4 times in the last 2 days.
Oh, yeah?
It's very odd that you brought that up. Are you Facebook? Shit, I didn't know Tony was Facebook.
Oh, shh.
Here I was thinking he was Only Page. That's a callback to the last episode.
Excellent work.
Yeah. Oh, man. No, I just thought this would kind of be fun because it's one of those where, especially with your best friend, you know, asking that question, it's kind of interesting to see what about you they envy, I guess is the word, you know? Right. Because what is it that you would, you know, be looking forward to the most? I mean, so, yeah, there you go. So I guess whether you want to do it with your, you know, Freaky Friday with your best friend, or you want to pick Tony or I, or both of us, actually, if you want, sure, whatever, you know? Maybe Freaky Friday with
sort
one.
Of weird salty language amalgam.
Yeah. That'd be terrifying.
Wouldn't it?
Oh man, just mush the two of us together.
Yeah, for sure. Like some sort of failed teleporter accident.
Well, yes, like that Simpsons, the Treehouse of Horror, where Bart and the Fly go into the thing at the same time. He comes out with the fly head.
Yeah. Classic.
Yep. Oh boy.
Good old classic Simpsons.
Yep. Oh man. Speaking of the Funko Pops, they've made some Treehouse of Horror Pops.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. My favorite so far is they have Willie as Winnie's Freddy Krueger. Basically.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. But they made Homer as King Kong. Marge when she's a cat. I don't remember. Bart was when he was a fly. Can't remember. The saddest part for me is that they didn't make Flanders as the devil.
Yeah, that would be the best one.
Or at least give me a zombie Flanders.
Yeah. Flanders as the devil would be the best one.
That would be my favorite one, yeah.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I missed one of the cons. They had Kang and Kodos.
Oh, nice.
And GameStop got them, but they sold out. I didn't get a chance to get a set of them. They glow in the dark, I think, too. And
I mean, that's pretty sweet.
yeah.
Anything that goes in dark, I'm in for.
That explains some things. Explains why your new tooth glows in the dark.
Yeah, right? Dude, if I get glow in dark too,
right?
Sick.
That'd be awesome. Because you wouldn't notice it normally.
Yeah.
You know, and then you happen to be in a place in the dark and it's like, what the fuck? Every time you smile, you just
black
see
lights are on. You're like, what the?
You just see the one tooth bouncing around in the dark.
That'd be awesome.
Traumatizing for, some situations.
I think that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. I do too. I'm sure this exists, right? They got to have something. Either you can just paint on your tooth or something. And I don't mean like a permanent thing, but some sort of something that'll glow.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or just, spray some of that Krylon glow in the dark and just, mask most of your mouth off and just spray your teeth.
Get some frog tape.
Yeah. Can you imagine trying to mask your mouth?
Oh my god, that'd be the worst.
It'd be so much work. It'd be great if you had dentures. That would be the move.
Yeah. For sure. That'd be the baller move right there.
Right? I'm going to have to remember that someday if I get some dentures.
Absolutely.
Like, Brian, what are you doing? Nothing?
Just touching up my teeth.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Good times. All right. Well, I've got nothing else. Do you have anything else?
No, man. Besides the,
droopy eyelids
to go visit the Sandman.
Yeah.
Hey.
You.
Ooh.
Either that or you're talking about like Morpheus from the comic, right?
Yes. For sure.
Well, hopefully it's not from the Spider-Man comic.
No, we don't want that.
That Sandman is right out. Although they did just, Walgreens just dropped a exclusive pop of him today. That's kind of cool. But so. Oh, one last thing I'm going to talk about the Funko Pop. This can be your shut up and take my money if you want to. Take your pick.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Shut up and take my money.
There you go.
Dude, they finally are making a Galactus Pop.
Is it like 8 feet tall?
Nope. It is the normal size pop size.
That's just stupid.
They didn't even make like an 8-inch or a 10-inch pop. Hopefully, because what's weird is Target has an exclusive thing pop, like a 10-inch one coming out. And I'm like, why wouldn't that be Galactus?
Yeah, right.
Thing, they'll sell some, but dude, if that was Galactus, they would sell every damn one of those.
Because everyone loves Galactus.
And they don't make a lot of Galactus stuff, Dude, if they announced the 10-inch Galactus, man, I'm all over one of those. For sure.
For sure. Yeah, of course.
Like they're finally making, before too long, there's going to be a new Andre the Giant that's a taller one. Because the original one is normal size. And when they did that, I'm like, why is this size? Why is this not bigger than all the other ones?
Yeah, bigger ones should be bigger, just because bigger.
Right. The cool part is by making a bigger one, now someone can customize them into Fezzik.
That's accurate.
So, and they've already got the rest of the, they've already got a line of Princess Bride pops. So.
And they didn't have Fezzik?
Nope. You know why?
Assholes.
I think it's because Andre the Giant's likeness is owned by some company that blah blah. It's probably too much money. Yeah. which is super sad because I would have, because they made the core characters, Buttercup, Wesley, slash Dread Pirate Roberts, because there's a chase where he has his mask on, which sucks that it's a chase. I still don't have that one. And then Inigo Montoya.
Did they make this guy?
Nope.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. Never mess with a Sicilian when death is on the line.
Exactly.
Or gamble with it. I don't know. It's been too long since I watched it. No, actually, and that's a movie where I kind of wish they would do a second line, because I'd love to see, like Billy Crystal's character.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the damn names of anybody. The one you just played.
The fuck is his? Magical Max or something?
Yeah,
Miracle
something
Max.
like that. Yeah, and his wife, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a witch. I'm your wife.
And of course Fezzik, because.
Well, yeah. Of course, Fezzik.
Jesus.
The six-fingered man, even.
Yes. And what's his name? The prince.
Oh, Humperdinck.
Humperdinck, thank you. God, I cannot think of anybody. Do you know what the best thing would be? They make these things that are like movie moments now. They totally do a movie moment of Peter Falk and Fred Savage, like in
awesome.
the bed with him, like reading the book to him. That'd be so great.
Right, have a chase one where he's molesting him.
No.
No?
No, I don't remember that in the movie. I think that was just in your dreams.
What movie did I watch?
Yeah. / star in. I'll leave it up to everyone else which role you played. Weird twist. Kid molested the guy. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
No, of course not. It's not. Yeah. No. But yeah. And still no Archer pops. I still don't know how the hell that hasn't happened. I want a cancer Archer so bad.
Don't we all?
Just kidding. No, I'm not actually. If they made one, I would totally buy it.
Oh yeah, you'd have to.
No question.
Got an IV and everything.
Oh my god. And the best that series would have the best chase ever, because they can make a Chet Manley.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Plus, dude, can you imagine if they made a Burt Reynolds one?
I mean, it'd be sick.
Was on the show. Anyway, enough of that. This has been Funko Talk with Brian and Tony.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, you got anything else? No, right?
Oh man, I'm tapped out.
All right. Well, one last thing. Speaking of tapped out, did you see the footage from that last UFC thing of that up kick that knocked that dude goofy? Guys, you know how like the one will be on their back and the other one's kind of standing there, keeping, kind of knocking their legs around, trying to throw the like down punch to him. Well, when he did, he missed the one time, or he kind of left himself open, and the dude just does an up kick, and you just see the guy drop like a sack of taters.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which you don't see very often, because usually the guys keep their guard, their hands in the way of the feet, but yeah, he let the guy have an angle, and boy did he take it. So
apparently,
whoopsies.
Suck on these.
Yeah.
Suck on these little pitties.
That. I think that turns it into something different.
Probably.
Go to upkick the guy and he just grabs your foot and starts all over your foot.
Like, oh my god!
How quick do you tap out?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm immediately pounding that man.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna tap out and retire.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of therapy after that one. You just see the ref standing there holding both the guy's hands, and in the back you see Dana White just flipping through a book. Like, is this legal? Like, I don't even.
Like, I don't even know what happened here.
Like, how do we rule this? Like,
that'd be terrifying.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, since you've obviously enjoyed yourself here, head over to saltylanguage.com and check out all the links over there. I'll have the link to Action Bronson's Instagram if you want to have a look-see at the ice creams, and whatever else we have on here. Maybe a link to some Funko stuff. I don't know. I don't know. The link for Primal, at least it was. I don't know if it still is, but the first episode was available for free on AdultSwim.com, so I'll have a link to that too if anyone wants to check it out. Otherwise, I don't know, because I didn't see it in, it's not on like Hulu or something. It's probably on, I think they have either Adult Swim or Cartoon Network. I think there's an app. You probably can get it through their app.
Yeah.
Or
everyone's got their nap now.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, tap napper app, right?
I guess. It's crazy.
That was terrible. Yeah, it's time to go. Check out the links to the networks we're part of over there. The Tangibound Network and... Danger! Watch your back! Danger! The Yeah Boy Network.
Yeah.
No, Danger Entertainment.
Brian.
Yes.
Don't forget, before you totally sign out, that you have to put in a Dude Mountain update.
Oh, yeah. Stay tuned after Tony and I do the... Oh, well, it'll be somewhere. But if you haven't already... If you're hearing this and you haven't heard a Dude Mountain update and you want it, then it'll be after this.
Yeah. There you go.
I don't know where I'll put it. Depends on how lazy I am at the time.
That's fair. No worries.
So, yeah. So I guess if you want to contact the show, you can email us at saltylanguage@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony.
And over
Tony.
And over on the Grams, we're Salty Language. I don't know why I can never get that right. Like, I know right. YouTube is Salty Language Pod. Like, no problem Correct. On that one. I don't know why I can never remember what our damn Instagram is. All right.
These things happen, Brian.
I guess.
These things happen.
I guess. I don't know. So, all right. So, until next time, I've been Brian.
Hey, I've been Tony.
And, we'd always, as always,
again, I've been Tony. There we go.
Have you, though? Have
Barely.
you? Yeah, that's fair.
I'm about 70% Tony right
now. Wow. All right.
I'm like Marty's parents. I'm just fading.
I like it. Oh, man. So I guess have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay salty.
I really wasn't prepared for this.
I mean, that might be the best way to go out.
I think it is.
All right.
Hey everybody, it's me, Brian, and just wanted to jump in here, as promised, with this week's Pigskin Pick'em, or our Dude Mountain, I should say, update. I don't have any of the fancy sound effects and stuff Tony has, so yeah, just bear with me. So this week, let's see, pulling up the rear is still Salty Bottoms, 39 points, and then above him, Sexy Skeletors. And then tied for 8th is the Ditz and Dan Show, and myself. I finally made a decent showing this week, getting 11 points. Tony's right above me by a point. He got one less right than I did this week with 10. Number 6, we have the Jacko May Rise, our pal Steve. Number 5 is the Mascot Super Fight with 52 points. Mike Coxamal has 54. Dr. Philgood, I'm sorry, has 55 points. In second place, the Underdogs with 58 points. And continuing its reign of terror on top of Dude Mountain, once again, the Madden 16 picks. Only getting 7 right this week, though, so had an off week, but still managed to pull another point away from second place. So, yeah, with 63 total points. So there you have it. That's the Dude Mountain update for the week. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll talk to you next time.